Here we have the recently released Seamaster Professional America's Cup. This watch has a few new aspects, a couple elements that I've not seen in any of the configurations of the Seamaster that I have featured over the years. This version has a beautiful white ceramic dial, and I think it looks indistinguishable from the white dialed black bezeled Seamaster that I owned a little while ago. This one also is very visually similar to the popular Tokyo 2020 Olympic Edition. That one has a white dial, blue bezel, blue hands, blue markers. Obviously, this one has some differences from those two, but it's an attractive Seamaster. Thank you to Exquisite Timepieces for lending in this new edition for a video. I work with Exquisite all the time to feature sharp luxury watches. They carry over 60 brands, everything from Seiko to Omega to Breguet. I've personally bought from Exquisite several times and definitely recommend them as a great AD. If you're shopping Omega, reach out. Links are below. Now let's take a closer look at this Omega's dial details. This is a highlight of the watch in my opinion. Omega's white ceramic dials are bright. They're noticeable. It has some reflection, but it's fairly subtle. It does not come across glossy like the black and the blue dial versions do. You might like that, you might not. The dial also has tall applied markers that are blued. In some angles, the markers appear dark navy. I would say almost black, but then they light up electric blue at other angles when the light hits them just right. They're quite dynamic. I also enjoy how tall they are and how the lume just domes off of the top of these markers. They're large, they're proud, they're very easy to read the time. And I also want to note that this is a no date dial configuration. Previously, you had to buy the titanium no time to die Seamaster if you wanted a no date in this size, or you had to buy one of the larger full ceramic cases like I've owned in the past. So it's nice to see a classic no date in one of the smaller, more affordable Seamaster models. Now let's take a look at the handset. This is where the America's Cup tie-in gets noticeable. There's an enlarged, skeletonized minute hand that transitions from blue at the base down to red at the tip. And you know what? I've had no issues in reading the time with this color gradient on the minute hand. It looks pretty interesting. The counterbalance of the seconds hand is the logo of the ornate Winner's Cup. I'll drop in a photo right here. Now, going to the blue ceramic bezel, the indexing is a little different from a standard Seamaster. This one has a regatta-style timer with room for two 5-minute pre-start segments and then a large white enamel start right here in this part of the bezel. Only the bezel pip is loomed. None of the other indexing, is going to be loomed. I think the action is pretty decent. It's certainly not class leading, but it's not a disappointing bezel action in my opinion. It might be a tad difficult to grip with these large, thin, scalloped bezel ridges for the grip of the bezel. The contrast, though, between the scale and the glossy blue ceramic is quite nice. I think that's a good thing, as is the anti-reflective treatment on this sapphire crystal. Now, the watch comes on both the bracelet and the fitted rubber, depending on which one you want to purchase. This one is obviously the rubber strap, and it is one of the best rubber straps on the market. And I would say from any watch brand. This has a great design. It's fitted. The taper is perfect in my opinion. I like the texture. And I like that this now comes with an easy-to-use, quick-release system, so you could switch it out from this rubber strap to the bracelet in a matter of seconds without the need of a spring bar tool that will scratch up the underside of your lugs. This rubber also has a deployant buckle, which is nice to see. Honestly, this strap is so good that I'm not sure which version that I would enjoy more, the rubber strap or the bracelet, and I am normally easily a bracelet preferring watch fan. Now, flipping the watch over, you will notice the final America's Cup tie-ins. The caseback says 37th America's Cup and Barcelona 2024. which is the location of this year's race. Screened on the exhibition crystal is the trophy and B for Barcelona. America's Cup fans will need to chime in and say whether or not this edition hits all the marks. I've never been into the sport personally, so I can't speak from a fan perspective if this watch is spot on, or perhaps too much or too subtle. But speaking as a watch fan, I never like seeing a beautiful movement partially obscured like this. I don't like when I see it on any brand. I am of the opinion that a brand should show me the movement or show me a cool design, a cool medallion on the caseback. I don't like when brands try to get cute and include both a visible movement and a logo because I think the user experience is always a little diluted. But feel free to tell me your take and if you think I'm wrong in this instance. Now, inside the case is the caliber 8806. This is a no-date variation of the 8800. It's a solid coaxial master chronometer that's certified by the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology. It's a really solid, very robust automatic caliber that I think is tastefully decorated in an instantly recognizable way. Whenever you see arabesque finishing like this, you know you are looking at an in-house Omega-made movement. Now, to end the video, how do I rate this watch? I rate it highly. I think this is a great design. I like the new quick release rubber strap. I like the no-date configuration at this size, case material, and price. And I think the color scheme is versatile and eye-catching. If I were into America's Cup, which Omega is the official timekeeper of, I would definitely like this watch more. It falls to you sailing enthusiasts to tell me how good of a job Omega did in celebrating this race and this history. The retail price, as shown, is $6,200 and is available right now from Exquisite Timepieces. If you're shopping any Omega, do me a favor and talk to my sales guy, Joe. I've linked his contact information below. If you enjoyed this video, hit like. Liking and subscribing to my channel are small ways that you can help me find favor in the algorithm. Help me grow, help me improve. I post luxury watch content every few days, and I would really appreciate your support.